In the last 50, 60 years, Western and Northern Europe has really seen a shift.
There's been a growth in the service industry, there's been a decline of traditional industrial jobs.
We've seen more open borders, we've seen more movement from other parts of Central Southeastern Europe. When we think about marginalised groups, is that to a large extent we've always thought it's ethnic minority communities, but actually there's a huge segment of society that also feels that they've been disenfranchised, they feel excluded. This sort of new demonised group is the white working class, those who are on the lower spectrum of the socioeconomic indicators. These are people who have poorer outcomes in education, poorer outcomes in employment, poorer outcomes in health.
Communities that once perhaps relied on there being, the local factory or a local industrial employer to provide not only jobs but a sense of local identity. These are solid, strong communities who face very challenging circumstances, particularly since the financial crash. All of the worries about jobs and housing and insecurity have got much, much worse. We even have governments that are now quite actively withdrawing parts of the social safety net that they once relied on. Very real, measurable inequalities that affect these communities.
We found very strong kinship and resilience amongst these communities and families.
There's a sense that people are watching over one another in a supportive way. In fact, they would turn to friends and neighbours to help with various problems such as local crime issues or to hear about where work was available before they would contact public authorities.
In some of the cities, we did have very strong views around immigration.
They're part of the majority community of their country and they share certain values and they're unsure whether people coming from immigrant backgrounds will share those values or not. There's an openness to new people. People actually saw it as a real positive aspect of their area that it was ethnically diverse. Being in a community where many people are taking low-income jobs means that people are less secure about their future prospects. They're less sure that there will be benefits there to support them when they're out of work. There's less of a guarantee that there will be public housing available to them. It's also a sense of inequality perhaps in the health system, that they might not be getting the treatment that people in better off areas are getting, or in the education system. There has been a trend, particularly in the UK, but also the Netherlands and Germany, a language in the media that seeks to blame poor and marginalised people for their own poverty and marginalisation. That has an impact on the way that communities can feel about themselves as well. It can increase a sense of dislocation between their own communities and the rest of the country at large. People do want to participate politically. People do want to be involved in decisions about their own lives, their own neighbourhoods and their own cities.
What is it that can increase people's sense of active citizenship?
Initiatives that succeed are ones where different agencies, different areas of local government or different public services communicate and work well together. Working together can actually support people who might be facing a range of different challenges. People have to feel confident that if they're asked to have a say in a particular issue, that their voice is actually being listened to and that changes will happen as a result.